Welcome to Eternal Moments. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start.
During the 1918 flu pandemic. This image taken in California shows train passengers, both men and women, wearing masks in the midst of a health emergency. One carries a striking sign, "Wear a mask or go to jail," reflecting the severity of the measures taken to contain the virus. In an era without vaccines or antivirals, mask wearing was mandatory and enforced by law. This scene seems current, but it happened more than a century ago. It's a haunting reminder that history sometimes repeats itself, with the same fear and the same covered faces. In this image, a man examines colossal bookshelves in the old Cincinnati Public Library, a 19th century architectural gem, with high ceilings, wrought-iron balconies, and thousands of books. The place looked more like a cathedral of knowledge than a simple library. It was demolished in 1955, replaced by an office building and parking lot, thus losing an irreplaceable cultural treasure. The photo conveys a quiet melancholy, a solitary reader surrounded by wisdom just before everything disappeared, a monument to knowledge, erased by concrete and modern haste. In Mogadishu, 1993, during the UN humanitarian mission in Somalia. This image shows an Italian soldier sharing food with an orphan child amidst the chaos. The simple yet deeply human gesture contrasts with the background of conflict, hunger, and hopelessness. Somalia was experiencing one of its worst crises, and the international presence was both aid and tension. This scene breaks with the war narrative. It is compassion in uniform, a moment of empathy that survives dust, shrapnel, and history. In this striking 1920 photograph, taken in a Budapest studio, a female couple poses in semi-drag style as brides, openly challenging the gender and sexuality norms of the time. One of them elegantly wears men's attire, while the other wears a traditional wedding dress. In times when homosexuality was persecuted and love between women had to be hidden, this image is an act of intimate and silent courage. It's more than a portrait. It's a declaration of identity. Love disguised for the world, but authentic before the camera. We all know the iconic image of workers having lunch on a beam suspended in the air. But few have seen the moment when Charles Ebbets, the author of that immortal photo, was captured, taking it in 1932. In this image, we see him with his camera in hand, braving the same vertigo as the workers, hanging hundreds of meters above the ground. His courage was as great as his artistic eye, and thanks to him, the world saw an unforgettable postcard of New York under construction. This photo is the story behind the story, the risk behind the icon. A photographer, suspended in time. In 1972, Kabul was a surprisingly modern and open city, and this image demonstrates it. 3 women walk through its streets, dressed in Western clothing, unveiled, with confidence and freedom. At that time, Afghanistan was experiencing a brief period of stability, with universities, art, and growing rights for women. The photo captures a moment almost unrecognizable today, where fashion, education, and progress were possible. These women represent an Afghanistan forgotten by time and war, a memory of what was and what could have continued to be. In 1929, photographer Louis Fora captured this magical image of New York's Grand Central Terminal, bathed in natural light cascading from the upper windows. Back then, skyscrapers had not yet surrounded the station, allowing the sun to paint the interior with golden shadows. Today, such lighting is no longer possible. Modern buildings completely block out direct sunlight. The photo is a melancholic postcard of a still young city, where architecture breathed a moment of light. That progress eventually eclipsed. In 1930s England, hit by the Great Depression, this image shows a man walking with a sign on his back, displaying his resume, silent plea for work. With a worn suit and a dignified face, He walks the streets, hoping someone will read his experience and give him a chance. The scene encapsulates the desperation of an entire jobless generation, struggling to survive with dignity. More than a job search, it's a walk against oblivion, a resume on his shoulders, and the weight of unemployment on his soul. In this colorized photograph taken in Marseille on September 30th, 1914, a French boy respectfully greets a group of Indian soldiers recently arrived to fight in World War I alongside French and British forces. The scene reflects the global impact of the conflict and the unexpected connection between distant cultures. As Europe burned, men from Punjab, Rajasthan, and Bengal crossed the world to fight in unfamiliar trenches. The boy's gesture symbolizes wonder, curiosity, and innocence in the midst of war. A simple encounter that encapsulates a deeply human and global story. In November 1989, this powerful image taken by Stephen Jaffe shows West German children conversing with East German guards across the Berlin Wall, just as communism was beginning to crumble. The scene captures a moment of hope amid decades of division and tension. The soldiers, once symbols of repression, now conversed with pure innocence, that of a generation born worlds apart. The fall of the Berlin Wall not only united a country, it also rebuilt childhoods shattered by ideology. One wall, two sides, and a future rediscovered in the voices of children. Max Schreck, the iconic German actor, appears in this photograph, taken during a break from filming Nosferatu in 1922, known for his role as the terrifying Count Orlok. Schreck poses relaxed, revealing a very human side behind the sinister vampire he portrayed. The image captures a quiet moment between scenes, offering a stark contrast to the dark, gothic atmosphere of the film. This portrait is a historical testament that connects us to the era of German expressionist cinema and its lasting impact on the horror genre. During the Madras famine of 1877, under the rule of the British Raj in India, despair reached extreme levels. In this historic image, a man is seen determinedly defending his family from a group of cannibals, a brutal reflection of the terrible conditions of hunger and social chaos that plagued the region. The famine caused millions of deaths and harrowing scenes of survival on the brink. This captured moment symbolizes the fierce struggle for life in one of colonial India's most devastating humanitarian crises. On April 1, 1975, in not trying chaotic and desperate scenes unfolded during the U.S. withdrawal from South Vietnam. In this historic photograph, a group of people struggled to board a plane amid widespread panic, trying to escape the advancing communist forces. The image reflects the urgency and fear of thousands of Vietnamese seeking to save their lives and leave behind the war that had devastated the region for years. This moment symbolizes the imminent collapse of the South Vietnamese regime and the dramatic flight into an uncertain future. In Moscow, during 1958, it was common for babies to sleep outdoors as part of a practice promoted to strengthen their immune systems. This photograph shows several infants resting in strollers or cribs in open spaces, exposed to fresh air and controlled low temperatures, a custom rooted in Soviet childcare culture. This exposure was believed to help prevent respiratory illnesses and promote healthy development. The image reflects both the medical traditions of the time and the reliance on natural methods for child well-being in the Soviet Union. This photograph shows a group of young people enjoying themselves on a beach in Iran, shortly before the 1979 Islamic Revolution. Dressed in modern clothing and with a carefree attitude, they represent a moment of relative freedom and cultural openness that characterized a portion of Iranian society at the time. The image captures a stark contrast with the profound social and political changes that were to come when the revolution would radically transform customs and lifestyles in the country. It is a visual testament to a moment of youth, leisure, and normalcy before a historical period of great upheaval. In this iconic 1974 image, Journalists Bob Woodward and Carl Bernstein, who uncovered the Watergate scandal, closely watched the broadcast of President Richard Nixon's historic resignation. Thanks to their rigorous and persistent investigations, they were able to reveal the espionage and cover-up that led to the resignation of the U.S. president. The photograph captures a moment of journalistic triumph and political change in the United States, symbolizing the power of investigative journalism to safeguard democracy and government transparency. Exactly. This 1957 wooden stick is considered the first selfie stick in history. It was designed to help trigger the camera shutter remotely, allowing the person taking the photo to also appear in it without having to run or use timers. Although very rudimentary compared to modern Bluetooth selfie sticks, this pioneering tool already responded to the need to capture self-portraits more easily and conveniently. It's a curious example of how technology has evolved to accompany our desire to immortalize personal moments. This photograph shows John F. Kennedy during his 1960 presidential campaign, going door-to-door in West Virginia. At a time when direct contact with voters was essential, Kennedy strove to connect personally with ordinary people, listening to their concerns and gaining support face-to-face. This strategy helped consolidate his approachable and charismatic image, key to his electoral victory. The image reflects a historic moment in American politics, where approachability and charisma could change the course of a nation. In this iconic photo shoot, Nirvana prepares to release Nevermind, the album that would forever change the history of rock and grunge, released 30 years ago. The band, led by Kurt Cobain, captures the raw, rebellious energy that defined an entire generation. The image reflects the defiant and authentic attitude that made them cultural icons, and which still resonates today in music and fashion. Nevermind was not only a commercial success, but also a symbol of an era and a musical movement that revolutionized the world. In this endearing image, Stanley Kubrick poses with his daughter Vivian on the set of The Shining during the filming of this iconic horror film. As Kubrick captures this family moment, Jack Nicholson, the protagonist, mistakenly thought the camera was aimed at him, adding a fun and spontaneous touch to the scene. The photo reflects the unique atmosphere behind the scenes, where the tension of filming coexisted with moments of closeness and humanity between the director, actors, and their families. This image shows Michael Jackson's iconic 1988 albums, Bad, and Weird Al Yankovic's Even Worse, placed side by side. While Bad marked a milestone in pop music with its innovative style and global hits, Even Worse is a direct parody that highlights Weird Al's humorous and creative talent by reinterpreting and satirizing the Jackson cultural phenomenon. The photo represents a fun contrast between the pop star and his irreverent imitator, reflecting the musical culture of the late 1980s with its lights and jokes. That sounds amazing. Gary Sinise really brought depth to his role in Apollo 13, and the film itself remains a classic portrayal of that incredible mission. If you want, I can help you craft a heartfelt message or caption to accompany those behind-the-scenes moments, something that highlights the importance of the story and your experience on set. Would you like me to do that? This image captures Drew Barrymore at age 18 in 1993, at a pivotal stage in her career and personal life. With a blend of youth and nascent confidence, Barrymore was beginning to establish herself as a major figure in Hollywood, following her early childhood successes and a path marked by personal challenges. The photo reflects that transition from childhood innocence to growth into a versatile and charismatic actress who would later become an icon of contemporary cinema. This photograph shows the inventor of the Super Soaker in the early 1980s, before his revolutionary toy became a global phenomenon. With a blend of ingenuity and creativity, he developed a pressurized water system that transformed outdoor play for children and adults alike. The image captures the moment before her success, when innovation was underway and would soon forever change the world of summer toys. In this funny and tender image from 1991, Carrie Fisher offers a piece of chocolate cake to Meryl Streep, capturing a spontaneous moment of camaraderie between two great cinema icons. The scene reflects the complicity and good humor that can emerge between colleagues during work breaks, showing the more human and relatable side of these stars. It's a fond memory of the friendship and joy shared behind the scenes. This 1978 photograph shows Jane Seymour at an early stage of her career, when she was beginning to establish herself as a talented actress in film and television. Her elegant presence and natural charisma are already evident in this image, which captures the freshness and energy of those formative years. Seymour would soon become a globally recognized figure, notable for her roles in iconic productions and her acting versatility. This image captures Typo Negative in 1996, at the height of their gothic metal career, with their dark, melodic, and atmospheric sound. The band led by Peter Steele established themselves as a benchmark in the genre, fusing heavy metal with introspective lyrics and an unmistakable style. This photograph reflects the band's characteristic aesthetic and energy at that time, when they released iconic albums that still maintain a fervent cult following among their fans today. In this striking image from the set of Alien 3 1991, Sigourney Weaver undergoes a shaved head, a gesture that reflected her total commitment to her role as Ellen Ripley. This radical change of appearance not only marked a physical transformation, but also symbolized the character's toughness and resilience in a darker, grittier installment of the saga. The photo captures a key behind-the-scenes moment, showcasing Weaver's dedication to bringing one of science fiction cinema's most powerful icons to life. In this curious and playful image, we see someone dressed as Dr. Zaius, the iconic character from Planet of the Apes, 1968, relaxing in 1966 during the film's production. Dr. Zaius, the wise orangutan and religious leader, is one of the saga's most recognizable symbols. This behind-the-scenes photo shows the contrast between the complexity of the makeup and the more relaxed atmosphere on set, offering a unique look at the creation of a science fiction classic. What a precious family memory. In this photograph, your great-grandfather, far left, and one of his brothers, far right, are seen serving in the United States Navy during World War II. The image reflects not only their commitment and courage at a pivotal moment in history, but also the strong family bond that united them as they faced the challenges of global conflict together. These types of photographs are an invaluable legacy that connects generations and honors the sacrifice of those who fought for freedom. Would you like my help writing a text to accompany this photo or to tell more about its story? This image captures a typical scene of Queens, New York, in 1988, a time marked by cultural diversity and the vibrant urban rhythm of one of the city's most dynamic neighborhoods. From lively streets, with shops, people walking, and the iconic skyline in the background, to everyday moments that reflect the energy and resilience of its inhabitants. The photo is a visual testament to a key decade in New York City's history, just before major social and economic transformations that shaped the neighborhood as we know it today. This 1945 photograph shows your grandmother's birthday party, surrounded by a group of women who, unknowingly, were secretly contributing to the development of the atomic bomb. In the midst of World War II, many women worked on highly classified scientific and engineering projects, playing a crucial role in the war effort while leading seemingly normal everyday lives. The image captures a moment of celebration and intimacy, hiding behind their smiles the historical magnitude and impact their work would have on the world. What an incredible thrift store find. This item, signed by Jean and all the children from the 1971 film, is a true gem for fans and collectors. It captures the magic and spirit of that era, while also preserving the authenticity and affection of the cast and crew. It's a piece of cinematic history that connects directly with those who lived through that special moment. Would you like me to help you write a description to share this gem on social media or with friends? This 1994 photograph shows Winona Ryder at a key stage in her career when she was establishing herself as one of Hollywood's most prominent actresses. With her unique style and a blend of vulnerability and strength in her gaze, Ryder became an icon of the 90s, starring in films that defined a generation. The image reflects the youthful energy and talent that led her to become an essential figure in independent and commercial cinema of the era. This early 1990s photograph shows Danny Trejo with his daughter, an intimate, family moment that contrasts with the tough, rugged image he usually projects in his film roles. Trejo, known for his roles in action and thriller films, reveals his most relatable and human side here, reflecting the balance between his artistic career and his personal life. The image is a testament to the affection and connection of his family at an important stage in his life. How incredible to find a photo like this in this image from around 1970. Your dad appears ready to pull off the biggest robbery in history, whether it's a family prank or an epic anecdote. The photo captures that spark of adventure and mystery that makes it unique. It's fascinating to imagine the stories behind that look or that pose, and how that moment became frozen in time. Would you like me to help you put together a funny or emotional caption to share this photo? This 1966 photograph shows Tina Aumont, a French actress known for her magnetic presence and unique style in European cinema of the 1960s and 1970s. In this image, her bohemian and sophisticated aura can be appreciated, characteristics that made her an icon of art house cinema and a muse for several prominent directors. The photo captures the essence of a vibrant and creative era, in which Aumont shone as much for her talent as for her personality. This behind-the-scenes image captures a fun and memorable moment during the filming of the iconic Biggest Scene in Life of Brian 1979. Monty Python's irreverent comedy is reflected not only in the scene, but also in the camaraderie and laughter that existed on set. This photo shows the human and relaxed side of the crew, who, despite the absurd humor, worked with great talent to create one of the most iconic and satirical films in British cinema. This 1996 photo captures a special moment between you and your pops, a memory filled with affection and complicity. Beyond the image, you feel the connection and the shared stories that make those moments endure over time. It's a testament to the unique relationship and those years that are always remembered with nostalgia and affection. Would you like me to help you create a special text to accompany this photo? This photograph shows Viggo Mortensen in the 1970s, before he became the international star we all know today. With a youthful and perhaps slightly rebellious image, Mortensen already reflects the intensity and charisma that have characterized him throughout his career. Although, at the time he had not yet achieved global fame, this photo is a unique glimpse into his early years, when he was just beginning to shape his path in the world of art and acting. In this 1977 photograph, we see Jackie Gleason alongside director Hal Needham, capturing a moment of collaboration between two prominent figures in film and television of the time. Gleason, known for his charisma and humor, and Needham, renowned for his innovative action and comedy films, share a break from filming or a professional meeting here. The image reflects the creative atmosphere of the late 1970s, a golden age for both, which left a memorable mark on the entertainment industry. This series of images shows Angelina Jolie smoking cigarettes throughout the 1990s, a time when her rebellious style and defiant attitude were beginning to define her public image. The cigarette, although controversial today, was part of the tough alternative look the actress adopted in her early years in Hollywood, reflecting an intense and contrasting youth. These photos capture that raw and authentic side that made Jolie an iconic and complex figure in 1990s pop culture. This 1978 image shows Kate Bush at the beginning of her career, shortly after the release of her debut album, The Kick Inside. At just 19 years old, Kate already displayed that unique blend of vocal talent, artistic sensitivity, and an enigmatic presence that would forever distinguish her in music. This photograph captures the freshness and originality of an artist who would soon revolutionize the music scene with her innovative and poetic style, becoming a legend of experimental pop. This beautiful photograph captures your grandparents as they began their journey together in the 1950s, in an era marked by classic elegance and simple relationships. The image reflects the tenderness and enthusiasm of a blossoming love. The 1950s, with its nostalgic aesthetic and family values, framed this memory full of warmth and promise. It's a visual testament to a bond that likely laid the groundwork for future generations. Would you like me to help you write a special caption to accompany this photo? This 1993 photograph captures the Melvins at the height of the alternative rock and grunge scene, with their heavy, experimental, and sometimes dark sound. The band established themselves as a key influence on many later acts, including iconic figures like Nirvana. The image reflects the raw energy and rebellious attitude that defined the Melvins in the 1990s, highlighting their pivotal role in the evolution of underground rock. This fun and charming 1961 image shows a Great Dane riding pillion in an Alfa Romeo Giulietta Spider in Hollywood, California. The scene combines the glamour and classic style of Italian sports cars with the comical and tender touch of a large dog occupying the front seat. It also reflects the relaxed, carefree spirit of 1960s California culture, where luxury and fun were found at every turn, a moment that unites elegance and humor in a single photograph. Epic 80s Moments transports us to a decade full of unforgettable memories. From explosive concerts and revolutionary music videos to vibrant fashion and generation-defining films, the 80s were pure energy, with extravagant hairstyles, synthesizers, arcade video games, and a pop culture that still resonates today. This phrase evokes that feeling of grandeur and nostalgia that makes anyone who lived through that era remember it with fondness and emotion. Would you like me to help you create a caption or a list of those epic moments? This beautiful photograph of your grandparents' wedding in 1948 captures a moment filled with emotion and joy. The expression on your beloved grandfather's face conveys all the happiness and excitement of such a special day, reflecting the love and hope that united them at that moment. The image is not only a testament to an eternal commitment, but also a piece of family history filled with tenderness and lasting memories. Would you like me to help you write a caption to accompany this photo? This 1988 photograph transports us to a typical holiday park in the United Kingdom, where families and friends enjoyed days of rest, fun, and relaxation. With its nostalgic atmosphere, the image reflects the fashion, games, and atmosphere characteristic of the late 1980s, when recreational parks were favorite destinations for creating unforgettable memories. It's a charming glimpse into a time when free time was lived with simplicity and joy.